Welcome my dear 8th class students. Here is your Mamta Miss going to teach today part 3 of your civics chapter 1, the Union Legislature. So, dear students, let us have the recapitulation of the previous class. So here we go with the recapitulation. At the center there is the Union Legislature or the Indian Parliament, and at the state level there are the state legislatures whose job is to make laws for the people. There are 3 separate lists of subjects mentioned in our constitution for both the Union Legislature and the state legislature to make laws. They are the Union list, the state list and the concurrent list. The Indian Parliament, which is located in New Delhi, consists of 2 houses, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. The members of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, the President and the Prime Minister all sit together in the Parliament and make laws for the country. So dear students, these are the topics that we have read in the previous class. So now let us read what is going inside the Parliament. Okay, so let us first read the Lok Sabha. Okay, the Lok Sabha is the lower house of the Indian Parliament or the Parliament of India. It is also called the House of the People. It has many members who are directly elected by the adult citizens, that is citizens who are 18 years or above the country. So it is known as the lower house or House of the People, and here members are elected directly by the citizens of our country. Okay, so now this you can see the composition. Okay, here the composition is given. Here you see the whole country, our whole country, okay, is divided into 543 parts. Okay my dear, it means what? Do you know that? Do you know what is this 543 parts? These parts are called constituencies, and from each part a person represents as a nominee to Lok Sabha. Okay, how the members are elected and how the Lok Sabha members are coming from where? You have to be aware of that, isn't it? So for an example, so as we have 543, the whole country is divided into 543 parts, and each one is called the constituency, and from each constituency members will be nominated, and one, suppose 5 members are elected, from them one will be what? The winner. We say 5 is the winner who is going to be the member of the Lok Sabha. Not all the 5 will be elected. If the 5 are, they are nominated, but one will be only the elected, isn't it? Elected representative for the Lok Sabha. Okay, so here you can see the composition. The maximum number, the strength of the Lok Sabha may be 552. In other words, the Lok Sabha can have a maximum of 552 members emphasized by our constitution. Out of the 552 members, 530 are elected from the different states of our country. As I told you, from the constituencies, no doubt we have 543, but here only 530 seats are only limited. Okay, so from all these 530 seats goes to different states. Okay, from different states they are elected for our Lok Sabha, and here you can see 20 are elected from the various union territories. It has been discussed from 552 members. 530 goes for different states. 20 are elected from the various union territories, and 2 members are nominated by our president to represent the Anglo-Indian community. If it in his or her opinion that community is not adequately represented in the house, presently there are 545 members in the Lok Sabha. My dear students, these 2 members are elected by the president. How the president elects? Suppose a person, okay, a person who is very skillful in arts and literature or in the science or any field. If one is skillful and very talented, and president thinks that he is the right person to be nominated as a member of the Lok Sabha, then the president has the right to elect 2 such members to Lok Sabha. Okay, it is notable that the number of seats allotted to each state and each union territory depends on their respective population. According to the population, here the seats are allotted. The Lok Sabha has a fixed term of 5 years. For every 5 years there will be election for Lok Sabha. This means its members are elected for 5 years. However, it can be dissolved earlier too if it loses the people's confidence. It is in term, it can also be or above. Okay, so those are 18 years or above, they are only having the right to vote for the members of the Lok Sabha. Okay, my dear. So just this is the next page. Please turn over. So here you can see. So as I told you, so for every 5 years there is an election, and those are 18 years above, they only have the right to vote. They are elected via the general elections, which are generally held after every 5 years. They are elected through secret ballot, meaning no one is able to know whom the voter has voted for it. That means what? A secret ballot, I hope so. You might be knowing your parents, your brother and sister might have given vote, and there is through secret ballot means what? It is a system where nobody can know that a person is voting for whom. Is voting to whom? It will be a secret. Only the person himself or herself will be knowing it. That's what is called secret ballot. Okay. So here it must be noted that during elections the entire country is divided into a number of constituencies. I told you already. Okay. One member is elected from each constituency. Interestingly, as of 2009, there have been 15 general elections in our country. The first general elections took place in 1951 to 52. So I told you already. So out of 552 members, here 530 seats are given to the different states, 20 seats are given to the union territories, and 2 seats are allotted to the president, who elects the members for the Lok Sabha. Okay, my dear. And this voting is through the universal adult franchise. Means what? That is, who are 18 years above are having right to vote. And these seats are also sometimes reserved. They are also reserved, like it goes to SC or ST or some other, but it is reserved seats are also there. So let us go for the eligibility criteria. To become a member of the Lok Sabha, a person needs to have certain qualifications. They should be an Indian national, should be an Indian citizen, okay? Should be 25 years of age or above, should be mentally sound, should not be a proclaimed offender, should not be insolvent, should not hold any office of profit under the government, should not have a government job, should have one's name in the electoral list in any part of the country. Your name should be there, okay, in any electoral part of the country. After the results, so these are the terms, okay, these are the qualifications where a person should hold to be a member of Lok Sabha. So after the results of a general election are announced, the leader of the political party which wins the maximum number of seats in the elections is asked to form the government by the president. So after the general elections, my dear, when the majority of the members are elected from one political party, so that political party is going to govern the country, directed by whom? By the president. We have lot of parties, just like BJP, Congress, isn't it? Aam Aadmi Party, like this many parties we have. So many from these parties, people will be nominated for the Lok Sabha, isn't it? And the majority party means from all these 552 seats, if the majority members are being elected from one party, so that party is going to rule for 5 years. Okay, they are going to govern the country for 5 years. That will be directed by whom? By the president. The other political parties form the opposition. They become the opposite party of the concerned party. In a situation when no single party wins a clear majority, a group of like-minded parties come together and form a coalition government. So what do you mean coalition government? Suppose number of members are not involved in one particular party. That means, as I told you, when majority will be there, then that party is going to rule or govern. But when such majority is not there, then here like-minded parties means two groups of parties can come together and form the government that called the coalition government. The parties elect a leader who forms the government. That means, however, now Narendra Modi ji belonging to BJP party is forming the government, isn't it? Governing our country. In the same way here, the party elects a leader, okay, who forms the government. Is that clear, my dear students? Okay. So today it is enough. Already we have read about the parliament, okay, and we have read about all the 3 lists and about the Lok Sabha. I hope so it might be helpful for you. so much, my dear